decided that I'm going to show you my meal prep schedule and what that's like and what it consists of. I know for people in medical school or people who are working full-time, or if you just like to be prepared, I'm a very structured person. I like to plan ahead. I like to stick to my schedule as much as possible. And of course I'm open to adjustments and improv here and there, but I think that it's important for us to prioritize our schedules and manage our time wisely. And with that, I'm gonna turn the heat off. Sorry about that. Okay, probably wondering why I'm wearing a jacket. I do actually like winter. I love the snow. I think it's really pretty. I don't like to drive in it, but I do like, you know, being in that kind of cold weather where you can bundle up and wear lots of layers, and it's usually a more stylish time of the year because people are in scarves and it's nice. But it's been averaging between like 60 and 70 degrees here. So if you were to ask people back home where I'm from, 60s and 70s is warm. It's nice. Everyone's wearing probably not this jacket, but I've been very cold at night. Sometimes, since it's winter here, it gets into like the mid 40s, I would say, and my body has changed. And it's crazy how your body gets acclimated to certain kinds of, you know, elements, or the weather I should say. But yeah, so that's why I'm wearing a jacket. You're probably like, you're in Arizona and it's so hot there. It's actually not. The sun is out, thankfully, thank the Lord, but with the wind, it's cold because it's dry heat. So anyways, back to what I was saying about meal prepping. So I think that it's important to be prepared when it comes to your meals. One, it keeps you more mindful of what you are putting into your system, what you are consuming, and it helps with portion control for those of you who are trying to lose weight or trying to get healthier. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not providing any sort of medical advice, but this is what I do. I like to go grocery shopping for vegetables in bulk, for the ones that last longer, like carrots and things of that nature. Me and my friend, we try to go like once a week or once every other week or whatever. Having gone vegan, I realized that there's a lot of things that I don't want to eat anymore. I'm not just talking meat, but like other things that have animal products in it, obviously. But I have incorporated a lot more vegetables, a lot more fiber into my diet, and I think that it would be helpful for you guys to see what I'm doing, because I know a lot of people have asked me, you know, what's your secret? Why are you losing weight? And I'm not working out as much as I should. The video I posted last week of my hike in Sedona, that was probably the first time I had somewhat of a more rigorous workout, and some of you are probably like, wow, she's so weak because that's not even a real hike. I don't know what you guys are thinking. It doesn't matter. The fact is that I'm doing something with my time to be active and try to remain active. Anyways, I'm gonna show you guys what I like to do for meal prepping. So let's go. I'm gonna show you the specific meal that's one of my favorites. It's called veggetti, which is basically stands for vegetable spaghetti. So I have, first of all, this is chopped so I was gonna say green celery, but I don't think there's anything but green celery. Chopped celery. I have chopped red onions in here. I have chopped mushrooms, and finally red bell peppers. Of course, the actual zoodles are going to be made with zucchini and squash. For Christmas, my mom she bought me this spiralizer, and it's working out great for me. I do obviously eat other things besides veggetti, but this is one of my favorite meals to make. The batch that I'm making usually lasts me about, I would say like 3 days, depending on how hungry I am, sometimes less or sometimes more depending on what other meals I make. But this is one that is my favorite, so I'm going to show you guys how this contraption works for those of you who have not ever used one of these before. This is the contraption, like I said, the veggetti maker, and I like my zoodles to be shorter. It's just easier when you're eating with the fork. You're not having to like spoon it or fork it up like super long and then it's going above and you're getting sauce everywhere, things like that. So I chose to chop my zucchini and squash portions into fourths, so the zucchini and squash noodles will come out better. So it has different, I guess you could call them, like, they're not stencils. Wow, I am so ignorant of these things. But I have the thin spiral, which is what I'm going to use today. There's also the ribbon cut and then the thick spiral. The way that this works is you're going to take your whichever shape that you choose to cut it into, and you're going to insert it this way with the blade facing this pokey part right here. Okay, you're going to take your zucchini, which I chopped, and you're going to place it with it centered, with the center of the zucchini onto the center of this part right here. And you're gonna move this part right here, just like that. And you actually want it to, you're gonna insert it until it's flush like that. I chose to have the tray here so that it's going somewhere versus just simply laying on your counter. You can also use a chopping board, but I'm gonna use this tray. So watch this magic. So you can see here so far, this is half of a zucchini, and that's how much, you know, how much pasta. I have pasta. 2 zucchinis and 1 squash. So you guys will get to see how much actually comes out of it. It'll be really cool. Okay, so as you can see, there is good amount of zoodles, I should say, here. And then I have the remnants, I guess you could say, of the ones that were not used. So I'll use that for something else. I'm not gonna throw them away, but this is a good amount. So after adding all the other vegetables, it's really big. I am not going to be making my own homemade like tomato sauce. Just using Hunt's. And yeah, just tomato puree, water, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, red pepper, things like that. So it's not gonna be homemade, unfortunately. I already put the tomato sauce into the pot. I do add a little bit of soy sauce, maybe like not even 2 tablespoons. And then I forgot to mention I also have minced garlic that I put into my sauce as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and combine all those ingredients and wait for it to cook. My sauce is currently getting warm. I added the minced garlic and the red onion so far. One thing I didn't mention is that you actually don't need to boil the noodles. I know that's probably common sense for those of you who do cook, but I was like, you know, you're putting it into the sauce. They're not actual pasta, so they don't need to necessarily cook. Some recipes may call for that. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a professional chef. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the other vegetables too, and I like to put the zucchini in last. I forgot to mention to you guys that I put some brown sugar into the sauce as well. That just brings out a little bit more flavor, and it just overall combines sweet, salty flavors into this wonderful meal. So I just added all the vegetables, so I'm gonna go ahead and stir them in to the pot. Some of you guys that actually do this really well probably are like, what is she putting into her meals? Why did she chop them like that? What is she even doing with her life? But it tastes good. You notice that I put my vegetables into these containers. I just like to keep my kitchen organized whenever I am cooking. I don't like to leave stuff everywhere. So as things are happening here in the pot, I'm waiting to put the zoodles in, I like to clean up everything else. I do value a clean space. You know, I like to keep it clutter-free if possible. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do while I'm waiting for the sauce to and the other vegetables to kind of just simmer for a little bit. Okay guys, so now that I've put most of the stuff away in the kitchen, I'm gonna go ahead and add the noodles to the sauce with the other vegetables that are currently simmering in this pot right now. It smells really good. Yeah, I'm excited to eat this. I don't know if I can wait, but I'm gonna go ahead and add them now. And as you can see, like these, they get pretty long. So I'm only doing it with my hands because, one, they're clean. Make sure you wash your hands too before you handle any sort of vegetable, and wash the vegetables as well. Yeah, I'm using my hands because I don't have somebody to film me right now. I'm gonna have to get on that. Stephanie. Actually, no. She probably will have to show you guys how to make stuff because I'm not a cook by any means. Then I'm just super basic because I have no experience in food. I like to eat food. And as my dad says, if you like to eat food, you need to learn how to cook. So here I am. Be proud of me, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and stir the zoodles into the sauce with the rest of the vegetables. You can see it makes a whole pot, which is great because, you know, you're trying to meal prep. And so like I said, this lasts me like 2-3 days, sometimes more, depending on what else I cook with this. It's pretty much done. I'm gonna just let it simmer for a little bit more. I know meal prepping isn't for everybody, but I would strongly encourage you guys to consider it. And once you get into the habit of doing it, it just becomes second nature to you. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed watching me attempt to make something that I like to eat. And like I said, I have other forms of nutrients that I get. That's not all that I eat. I do eat other things too, but this is one of my favorite things that I make on a regular basis. Please subscribe to my channel. Trying to work on getting more subscribers, some more likes, more comments on my videos. If you have any questions, if you have anything you'd like me to address in future videos, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you for supporting me on this journey as a medical school student. I will see you guys next time.